Hello, my name is Martin Jönsson and I'm the CEO of AlzeCure Pharma. I'm here to present AlzeCure for you. And when it comes to AlzeCure, we are a company that is focusing on Alzheimer's and pain. And we are a spin-out out of AstraZeneca and has been funded by the Swedish Alzheimer's Fund and are based in Sweden at Karolinska Institute. We develop our own small molecules, and we are having 3 different platforms. We have NeuroRestore, which we are developing to improve learning and memory capability, where we are focusing on Alzheimer's disease. And then we are having the platform Alzstatin, which is a preventive treatment to prevent Alzheimer's, where we are focusing on reducing the production of the toxic protein A-beta-42 that builds up into plaque. And then we also have pain projects where we are blocking off, for instance, NGF signaling, which is key for treating osteoarthritis. As a company, we are listed at the Swedish Nasdaq in Stockholm. We have a market cap of around 220 million Swedish crowns. And we have a grant from the European Innovation Council that we received last year, which we have received to co-fund a study in Alzheimer's disease that I'm going to speak about a bit later. We are also very happy that we in our board are having Professor Jan Lundberg, who is the previous head of research and development at Eli Lilly, where he worked for a decade and has been essential for the successful pipeline that Eli Lilly is having today. And our business model is that we are a research and development company. So we are focusing on out-licensing our project at the latest in phase 2 to gain incomes to finance our other projects. And this is what our pipeline is looking like. In our lead project, NeuroRestore, to improve learning and memory capabilities, where we are focusing on Alzheimer's disease, we have had positive phase 1 data, and we are now preparing to start a phase 2, which we are preparing to start now here in 2026. And this is co-funded by the European Innovation Council. And in this program, we also see the opportunity in several different indications, such as traumatic brain injury, in sleep disorders, but also in depression. And the reason for going into depression is that we are upregulating NGF and BDNF signaling, and BDNF is key, has been shown to be key when it comes to the treatment of depression. Our second project in Alzheimer's, Alzstatin, which is a so-called gamma secretase modulator, where we are second runner-up after Roche. And here we are preparing for phase 1. And then in our pain platform, PainLess, we have ACD137, which is a TrkA-PAM blocking off NGF signaling. Also here we are in preclinical phase, preparing for phase 1. And then our lead project in the pain platform is ACD440, which is a TRPV1 antagonist, a topical gel, where we have positive phase 2A data in peripheral neuropathic pain, and where we also have an orphan designation in the disorder erythromelalgia to treat the pain in these patients. And in this indication, erythromelalgia, we are having orphan designation both from the FDA and also from the European medical agencies, EMA, and we also have positive feedback from the FDA on a potential pivotal trial. And looking at our Alzheimer's project, so Alzstatin, here we are developing a preventive disease-modifying treatment for an oral treatment and downregulating A-beta-42 production. And then in NeuroRestore, to improve learning and memory capabilities, we are having NeuroRestore, also here developing oral medication. And what's great with both of these projects is that they are validated by Big Pharma. So Roche is validating Alzstatin and Eisai is validating NeuroRestore. Looking at NeuroRestore, here we are focusing on improving brain health and neural signaling and focusing on Alzheimer's disease. So we know that in Alzheimer's disease, the neurotrophin BDNF and NGF are key. Individuals who are low on BDNF and NGF are having a more rapid disease progression. So our thesis here is that by upregulating the BDNF and NGF signaling, we can also make these patients more resilient and also to improve learning and memory capabilities. And the data that we are having on our candidate, our lead candidate, which is ACD856, which is a so-called positive allosteric modulator, which is increasing BDNF and NGF signaling. We already today have data on that we are improving learning and memory capabilities and from preclinical models. And what we also are having is data showing that we have a potential disease-modifying effect. We have shown that we are improving mitochondrial function, increasing energy production. We're also seeing that we are improving neural proliferation. We're also shown that we have neural protection. So when you add A-beta-42, the neurons are withstanding these toxic proteins to a better extent. We're also seeing that we are improving neural outgrowth. And we're also seeing that we can improve synaptic health, like measured by SNAP-25. And we also are having an anti-inflammatory effect. So with this project, we are seeing both the opportunity for symptomatic effects as well as disease-modifying effects. And data that we are having from preclinical models is showing that we can both improve the learning ability and also storing what has been learned, but also to remember what has been learned. And here we are having a model that is preclinical, where we have treated young mice equivalent to the age of 25, and then old mice of equivalent to the age of 75, 80. We have given them one dose of ACD856, and then they performed a memory task to learn something, and then we tested it. And after 1 day, there was no difference between the different groups. But after 11 days, we could see that the young mice remembered everything. The old mice who hadn't received NeuroRestore, ACD856, only remembered a chance. But when it came to the old mice who have received NeuroRestore, ACD856, were performing at the same level as the young mice. So restoring the ability to learn and remember. And additionally, we also have the data showing that we can increase the BDNF level, enhance neural outgrowth, and also to protect against amyloid beta. And in our phase 1 study that we have done, we have shown safety, tolerability, and target engagement. We showed that the project was safe and well tolerated. We also saw that it had a very good PK profile, 20-hour half-life, so very good for a one-day oral treatment. We also saw that the substance went over the blood-brain barrier, so as measured in CSF, more than 37% went over. And we also saw that we had central target engagement, activating the areas in the brain which are key for learning and memory capabilities, but also for the treatment of depression. And here we did this by utilizing quantitative EEG and also in comparing to other drugs which have similar effects. And now we are preparing for the phase 2 in Alzheimer's patients. And here we are very happy that we last year received a grant from the European Innovation Council to co-fund this study. So we got a grant of 2.5 million euros. And what is noteworthy to talk about here is that we are having ASI as a validator. ASI are having a TrkA-PAM, and that means that they have a molecule which is increasing NGF signaling, and they are in the same phase as we. And based on their data, they are stating that this can become a general disease-modifying therapy for neurodegenerative diseases. And that includes Alzheimer's, it includes Lewy body, Parkinson, etc. And what is good here is that this has also then increased the interest in our compound. What is good is also that we have been comparing our molecule, ACD856, with ASI's lead compound E2511. And we have several advantages, like with half-life, we have around 20 hours, they have around 3. We also have data showing neurite outgrowth. So far that has not been reported by with ASI's compound. We also can show significant cognitive enhancement. We are also seeing that we have effects in depression model, and also that we have an anti-inflammatory effect. So we have several points where we are differentiating towards ASI's molecule in a very positive way. And then we come to Alzstatin, and this is a program that we are developing to develop a drug that can prevent the development of Alzheimer's. And what we are focusing on here is that individuals should not build up plaque in the brain, which is hurting the brain. So what we have done is developed a molecule which goes in and is affecting the production of the toxic protein that builds up into plaque, and that is the protein A-beta-42. So by reducing A-beta-42, we can then reduce the amount of this protein that normally is building up into plaque. And we have data which is showing that we can reduce the production with more than 60%. And as we are decreasing the production of A-beta-42 and 40, we are also increasing the production of A-beta-37 and 38, which have shown both clinically and preclinically to be protective. And last year we also presented new novel data that we published, which is also actually pointing towards that we have an effect on plaque regression. Not only reducing the buildup of plaque, but also reducing plaque. And we have now done more studies around this. So this is a concept which looks very, very promising. And this is really novel data that others have not published on. And when it comes to this drug, we are seeing several different patient groups that could benefit, both as a maintenance treatment, going in and treating individuals who have developed Alzheimer's, then as a combination treatment with, in combination with antibodies. And then the ultimate is to have a preventive treatment where we are identifying individuals who can benefit from the treatment by looking in blood plasma. Is this individual producing more of the toxic protein? And then also on genetics, is this individual also having an increased risk of developing Alzheimer? And if that's the case, this can be a treatment for these individuals. And we are now preparing for a phase 1, a proof of mechanism, where we are going in, and here we are planning to go in both in healthy volunteers and Alzheimer's patients to look at to what extent we are reducing the production of these toxic proteins, but also to what extent we are increasing the production of the protective A-beta forms. And what's relevant to state here is that Roche are having a similar project, which is in phase 2. and they are treating their patients for 18 months, and they have communicated that they this year will come with interim data from this study. And this study should be ended in 2026. And if this is a positive study for Roche, it will also be a positive study for us. We are believing that we have a potential best-in-class molecule, which is about 6 to 7 times more potent than Roche. And then going to our pain platform, the PainLess platform. Here we're having 2 projects. We are having a project against osteoarthritis, and that is ACD137, blocking off NGF signaling. And then we have a project for neuropathic pain, but also arithmalgia. And neuropathic pain is the most common pain disorder, so-called nerve pain. And this project is built on science that has been rewarded the Nobel Prize in Medicine. And beginning to look at our project ACD137, the project where we are blocking off NGF signaling, here we are developing a so-called non-opioid treatment against osteoarthritis, but also other severe pain disorders. It's built on science where it has been shown that if you can block off NGF signaling, which the antibodies, NGF antibodies showed, then you can also affect the pain in a very positive way, substantial way. But the antibodies showed side effect, rapid progressing OI, why these projects were never launched. And here we have developed molecules where we see that we will not have the negative effects that the NGF antibodies are having. Here we already today have data showing potent efficacy and also good safety. We are here developing an oral treatment and also a non-addiction product which can compete with the opioids. That's today a big problem in the market. And in this space, it's a space where there is a lot of interest. Many of the big companies have tried developing projects here. We have developed molecules which are very selective and potent. And here, AlzeCure is a validator for us as well. They are in phase 2B, and it's believed that they will come with results now this year. And this will then also, of course, be positive for us. They already have positive results in phase 2 from an earlier study, and they are now ending their second phase 2 study in osteoarthritis. And we already today have data on this compound, ACD137, where we have compared with the NGF antibodies, where we have shown that we have an efficacy which is in line, but looking like we have a better safety profile. But we have also shown that we have an anti-inflammatory effect, which hasn't been shown by others. And we are also seeing that we also have actually a potential protective effect. So this is a very, very interesting project. Then going into our second pain project, ACD440. This is a so-called TrkA-PAM antagonist. This is a project that we have in-licensed. And this was initially an oral project, which we have reformulated into a gel. And we have now ran 2 clinical studies where we have shown very good effects, which I will come into, and we are now preparing for the coming trials. The positive effects we had in patients with the peripheral neuropathic pain show that we could reduce temperature-induced pain with around 50%. We also showed that we didn't have any problems with safety or tolerability. We also showed that we, by a bedside kit, actually could identify the patient that would respond to this treatment. So we here have a basis for going forward. And one of the roads that we are taking here is that we have identified the rare disorder arithmalgia, which is a pain disorder where the individuals are having pain which is temperature induced. These individuals can be both children as young as 3 to 4 years old, as well as adults. And they can have this pain for hours, but also days. And today there is no effective and safe medical treatment. And because of this, the FDA and EMA has now given us orphan designation, and the FDA have also given us positive feedback on a potential pivotal trial in this indication. And now we are focusing on building the package for this project for out-licensing. So, summarizing the presentation, investment highlights for AlzeCure Pharma. Why AlzeCure Pharma? We are targeting areas of significant unmet medical needs, Alzheimer's and pain. We have a strong team that has developed the programs that I've presented to you. We also have platforms with first-in-class properties that we have developed in-house and that really can become game changers. We also are doing parallel investments and have potent follow-up programs, so we are not a one-trick pony. All of our indications have multi-billion-dollar market opportunities. And as a company, we have evolved from an idea company to a phase 2 company. And our company has now also been validated by the European Innovation Council, being given the grant for the upcoming phase 2 studies in Alzheimer's patients. So thank you for your time, and please visit our website to learn more about AlzeCure. Have a good day. All the best.